Hey guys, welcome to another amazing Book Review Friday. My name is David Mechura, and thank you all for joining me for such an amazing video today. I can't even explain how happy I am to talk about this next book, which is Anything You Want by Derek Sivers. Now, the reason I love this book and the reason I'm super happy to talk about this is because this book is only like 80 pages. Literally 83 pages to go. And they're really short sentences, short pages. So like you're not reading a lot, but what you get for the book and for the price is unbelievable. I mean, in such a short amount of time, in 80 pages, the amount of context and the amount of words and knowledge this author Derek puts into your mind, puts into this book is just awesome. I mean, there's so much great information. So he goes about, this book is all about 40 lessons that he learned as he created CD Baby, which is basically a publication or a way for artists to sell their CDs and their music online. So I don't understand too much about how the record labels, all that stuff kind of works. So I'm not going to get into all that, but basically he just talks about the music industry and how when he started this company, he wasn't trying to start it for anyone else but himself. He just wanted to create a website where he can sell his own music and not have to go and get publication and records and all these different companies to help sell his CDs because he was having issues with that. So, in I think it was 1998 or whatever, he created this website. He learned how to code and put it all together. Yeah, 98 to 08. And during this time, one of his friends actually came by and they were like, hey, let me sell your CD on the website. And he was like, okay. And so after that, more and more friends kept coming towards him, musicians, and they're like, hey, can I sell your CDs online? All that stuff. Can I put it on there? And so he was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So then I was thinking, he was like, man, I have these people that want to put their music. Okay, how do I start charging them? So he set up different numbers. I forgot what it was. I think he charged $5 or $4 for every sale, and then $20 to set up, something like that. And all he was doing is selling CDs. And so he goes about talking about how he was selling CDs, and he wasn't $25 to set it up. Actually, he went up to $35 per album after a while. And so he sticked with that, and throughout the whole book. So the book has beginning to end, because he eventually sells the company for, I believe, $22 million. And it's after such a long period. So I think it was 10 years, but for, the first 6 or so years, he's enjoying himself, he's having fun, he's learning, but he also talks a lot about, and this is where the book has a lot of knowledge and things that I don't necessarily agree with, or stuff that I don't necessarily isn't my passion, but I do agree with his work. I agree where he's coming from. A couple of things, he talks about. Some people just don't want to have it big. Some people want to have a small business. He talks about how he wants to do everything himself when it came to coding and creating the website. And so because of that, they lost a couple $1 million in sales because he didn't hire someone to go ahead and do it for him and help him get all the new features and stay up to date. Instead, he said, I don't care if I lose a couple $1 million. It's not my problem. I want to keep it small. I don't want to keep... He delegated basically everything. He delegated... There's a chapter where he talks about hiring. He literally went up to his employees and he was like, hey, do you have a friend? Or do you know a friend that is looking for a job? They're like, yeah, great. Tell him to be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. and start working. We'll see how he is. That's how he hired. He never went through any kind of formal application, all that stuff. He never even had a legal sort of rights and policies and refund policies on the actual website. He had nothing. I mean, he just literally just went in there, did the work, did what he wanted. He found fun. He didn't want to expand. He didn't want to grow. He just wanted to, but it did. It just kept growing. It just kept growing. And, at the point he talks about how it became so big where there's 80 employees, he actually delegated too much where the employees gave themselves a package, retirement package, and a payment basically package where they were taking all the profits from the company and paying themselves and basically not paying him or anyone. So he had to go ahead and get that sorted out. And it was just, I mean, it was just like his experience is just such a sort of eye opener. It's so different than most business owners. You know, they don't tell you, he tells you don't grow. Most people tell you grow, expand, be huge. You know, I'm someone that, me too, like massive action. You know, but he put in, you know, he still put in 12, 16 hours a day working, but he just did it differently. He did not want to grow the business because he wasn't trying to. You know, he talks about, look, your ideas have to actually, when you think of an idea, you want to go hell yeah, instead of just being like, oh, it could work, yeah, you want to get excited. So there's so many great tips in this book. I mean, it just goes from the beginning and how like it all started expanding, and he was doubling every year, and then in the middle how he started, you know, he was still enjoying it, but started getting more of a hassle, and then towards the end when he was just like, dude, man, I'm done, like I don't know what to do, I feel like this is it, I just can't, like, he was just sad that his company became so big, so he was able to finally sell it. He decided to sell it and go on and do other things in life instead of focusing on something that he basically outgrown, or he just didn't feel like it was what he wanted it to be, and it got too big for him, and he didn't want to handle that. He didn't want to deal with that. So he made the choice, and it was just an interesting read. So much just information. It's just, look, you can finish this book in an hour. Literally in 1 hour, you can have such an awesome context of knowledge in here. 40 different lessons that he learned super simply, give you the inspiration, give you a different insight in how people can think and how business owners can think. With that being said, though, hopefully you enjoyed this book review. I had a really great time reading this. It's such an awesome book. And with that all being said, though, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in another one of my videos. Peace out.